Hello everyone, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you, your support. I appreciate your energy, your time, and your openness to these messages. So today we will be continuing with messages around the full moon in Leo. Today's video will be for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you have your sun, moon, or rising sign in one of the air signs, this message may resonate for you. Again, we will be looking at the energies around the full moon in Leo and what will be most helpful for you to know at this time. In addition to the full moon, well, the full moon is going to be in a square with Uranus, and as Uranus is sometimes the bringer of breakthroughs, it is associated with electricity, with innovation, sudden bursts of creativity or ideas. We may see certainly some unexpected events in the outer world, and we may find that we have revelations in our inner world as well, as this full moon is also associated with releasing and closing of cycles, and sometimes can bring about clarity and highlight things that we have not seen so far. So let's start with the Life Soul Vision Oracle to give us the overall energy for this full moon in Leo for our air signs, please, Spirit. In addition to the full moon, I believe it is 12 hours or 15 hours afterwards, there will be an opposition between Venus and Mars, which may cause some conflict or friction potentially. And we have the guide and the gift, and this is the same card that came out for the fire signs. Very interesting. In this case, however, I'm really drawn to the hummingbird and the blues and purples in this image, connecting into your crown chakra, the soul star chakra even, and your third eye, really connecting into your intuition. There's a sense of peace here with, I get this sense of not waiting for something to happen, but a moment of stillness. And as it came through too for the fire signs, it feels in relation to the equinox, and that being a bit of a portal into entering through to this new year, even though by our traditional calendar we have of course already begun that. I'm really feeling the energy around the equinox. Being I'm sorry, I'm getting multiple things, so give me just a second. So the energy around the time frame around the equinox, really bringing forth all of these integration of all of the energies and all of the learning and wisdom that we've gained over the last few months in particular, really bringing everything together, and that this time frame is that kind of a moment of pause, but also being very ready to move forward. As you see, the horse is here on the card. He almost looks like he's in movement, but we've caught him at this moment where things are just paused. And I feel like that is going to be your gift around the full moon in Leo, that there is this time for a little bit of reflection and just a momentary pause, but being very much gathered and ready to move forward as soon as the energy begins to shift in that direction. The hummingbird, of course, is known for its swiftness, but it does also have to conserve its energy at times. It does expend a lot of energy in quick bursts, but then it does rest. And now we may not be familiar with the vision or the image of a resting hummingbird, because when we see it, it's moving around, it's busy, it's working, it's gathering resources. And so I get the sense that for the air signs, that this will be a bit of a pause, a bit of a rest period, but it may be one that's done quietly, and it may be that your external world may not notice so much of the rest, as it's more of an internal mental rest that you're taking. And that may be normal for you. That may be the way you're viewed from others outside of your closest circle. They may see you always as busy, and yet it's just that when you take those pauses, they're not announced, and I feel like they're brief, but they're significant. So, all right, so next we're going to going to go to the tarot and look at messages for the light and for the shadow for this time period, and then we're going to look at messages for around the invitation to action and the invitation to surrender, and what we need to know for the air signs at this time for their highest good. Ooh, my fingers are starting to not work. Okay. I did shuffle these earlier, but I feel called to do that again. Okay, guys. We're going to start with messages for the light, please, Spirit, for the air signs around this full moon in Leo. Messages for the air signs, please. Uranus is one of the ruling planets of Aquarius. So I feel like maybe there could be some extra, not extra, but it may be most influential, that square to Uranus for the Aquarians out there. And we have Justice. I swear to you guys, I have shuffled these cards probably 6 times since I did the reading for the fire signs, and this is the first card that came out for them as well. So now we have 2. Wow. There's Justice, there's Balance, and this speaks to Libra. This is the card that represents Libra. So certainly there could be implications for you, Libra. Let's see what we have in the shadow. The High Priestess. Oh my gosh, the High Priestess came out as well. Not in the same place, but it also came out in the fire signs. And I feel, though, in this case, this is indicative of what's going to be revealed underneath this full moon. Because we do have in the scroll that's laid in front of the High Priestess, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. So, and since we're talking about the shadow aspects, I feel that this moment of pause that we talked about is going to be able to shine some light into maybe your shadow and into those dark corners or areas that you've been touching on briefly, but a deeper look into it, allowing the space for that exploration, especially under the guidance, is what I'm getting of this full moon, so that you are able to see those keys to this mystery. And I sense that, oh, let's move the kyanite. I sense that these keys are going to help in understanding this balancing. I'm getting a rebalancing. And again, the figure on the Justice card is also shown with its eyes closed, as is the High Priestess. And there's this great sense of pause that's happening now. This weighing of options, but I also get this sense that this figure is armored, heavily armored, and I get this sense of being able to remove some of the armor once this sense of balance is found, that the armor was in place because the balance was missing, and so it was needed to protect yourself. And once you are able to, once you receive the keys from the full moon within your shadow, you're going to be able to create this, or understand how to create this sense of balance, so that you're no longer finding it necessary to armor yourself, to protect yourself constantly. There's a sense of release with that, and surrender. And so we're going to go to the surrender to see what will be most helpful for you, air signs, in that regard. For the full moon in Leo, air signs, please, Spirit. It's the invitation to surrender. I noted on the timer it was 12:24 at that point. Three of Cups, allowing yourself to celebrate, allowing yourself to have fun, to gather with the people and in the places that are most meaningful for you. And this is Mercury and Pisces. And I feel this is that entrance into Pisces season. Allowing yourself to, remember we talked about the breaks and the conserving of energy that the hummingbird does, and how they may be brief but they're significant. I think that there needs to be some real reflection on fun for you, air signs, and the understanding that allowing yourself to partake in some fun, some celebration, some joy, a party, a gathering with souls who uplift you. And I'm hearing a group laughing. There needs to be a recognition of how that energy then ripples out into into other areas of your life. And although you're very busy, as this hummingbird is, and you're constantly going and doing and moving and creating and gathering, to not put so much emphasis on that, but to not put an overemphasis on that aspect of your life, but to understand that when you're balanced in the going and doing, and in the play and the fun and the stillness and the reflection, then that energy stays with you, and it allows you to remove some of these layers of armor. Because I feel you're really protecting yourself from something here. feel I'm getting this sense of going into battle, and so not approaching your life as a battle and really giving weight to the celebration and the joy and the lightness, and allowing that to guide you. All right, so what do we have for invitation for action for the Yang energy, please? For air signs, Yang energy, please. If you're getting invitations to be with friends, family, to do the things that feed your soul, now is an important time to make that a priority, because the effects of that are rippling out so much further than you can really recognize at this point. And we have the Two of Cups. Again, balance. And this is Venus in Pisces. So Pisces season is going to be very important for you in this rebalancing. And the thing is, love is all around us every day. It's within us. So it's always with us. But we can become so busy with the doing and the going and the responsibilities and the hecticness that we take it for granted, is what I'm hearing, and we tend to overlook it. And so taking time out to acknowledge it and to give it space in our lives through these gatherings, this celebration, this coming together with soul family, with blood family, with loved ones, it actually brings more. The more time we spend in that energy, the more wholeness is what I'm getting from this Two of Cups that we're going to feel. We're going to be then acting from a state of wholeness, because in this image, with the Two of Cups, it can be a partnership in a romantic sense, a love relationship, but it also can be a balancing, at least I feel, it can be a balancing of and connection with one's higher self. And so let me show you the swans on the Two of Cups. Definitely have this sense of balance with them as well. And we have two pillars here. We have the scales here. I'm really getting this sense of how important it is to make space for this in your life, and how it's going to help you create this balanced state and allow you to step out of this armor, because you'll be able to recognize the love that is within you, the love of the divine within you. And I'm just getting this sensation of feeling so much love around you that you won't feel a need to be protecting yourself, because you'll know that you are held in that love. But it's very important for you to be in this energy in order to realize that. And that may be this key that's lying within your shadow. the value of the gathering with people and in places and doing things that feed your soul and leave you with a sense of joy and elation and lightness. And if this is a love relationship that may be coming in, since we have this in the action space, by partaking is what I'm hearing in these celebrations, in these gatherings that are uplifting, it's going to help you remove the armor from your heart as well if you've been resistant to a romantic partnership. Even if they're new friends coming into your life, you will find yourself being more open to it. Okay, let's look at internal and external influences, okay? So I'm going to use another deck in case Spirit wants to duplicate what's been said for emphasis. So it looks like Pisces season. Could have a lot of love in store for you, air signs. And again, be aware of all the ways that love is already present in your life. Okay. So let's look at internal factors, influences, please, Spirit, for the air signs for the full moon in Leo. And with that Uranus energy coming through, you may just find that you're receiving unexpected invitations or offers from friends, family, loved ones, potential partners, from people who want to get to know you better. So approaching these offers from a balanced place, taking that moment of pause and allowing yourself to be open to it. And we have Temperance. Again, speaking of balance, taking a pause. Get one or two more. Okay. Internal factors. Judgment. And the Two of Pentacles. This Two of Pentacles, the figure on this card seems very preoccupied. He's stuck holding these two pentacles, and there are things going on in the background that... Is that lightning? Looks like it might even be lightning hitting this ship. But he's juggling these, or trying to hold on to them. He looks a little... He looks tired. He's been doing this for a while. So again, it goes back to balance. What are you juggling? And what are you holding on to that, or should I feel like saying barely holding on to, and it feels like it's becoming overwhelming. We have this balancing of water and fire energy with Temperance coming through. She has scarves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 5 different scarves around her. There's something about that, the number 5 there. Oh, it is card 14, so that reduces down to 5. I feel like as you're going through this process, these are internal factors, but I feel like these are guided by spirit. And and we talked about the blues and the purples being associated with the crown chakra and the third eye chakra as well. And so, and we've also got the high priestess here, who is highly skilled psychically. She is connected to spirit. She has many psychic gifts. Her intuition is absolutely on point, and she totally trusts it. So I get this feeling of you've worked very hard in maintaining this balance, and you've been patient with it with temperance, and it's been witnessed by the divine, by your angels, by your guides, and now I feel like they're calling judgment on it, and there's something coming through that is going to help relieve you of this strain. And it may be this new person that I picked up on with Uranus and the unexpected coming in around the full moon. But there is something unexpected, and it could be the key that was mentioned in the High Priestess card. It could be something totally internal and some recognition that's within that you receive from the information you see in the shadow that allows you to come into a balanced place and not feel so overworked. I mean, look at the poor fellow in the Two of Pentacles. He looks worn out. And I get the feeling that maybe that's his ship in the background, and it seems to be barely holding on. But I feel a sense of relief coming for you. So let's look at what the external factors are. I'll turn these around. Okay, let's look at what the external factors are, please, Spirit, for the air signs for the full moon in Leo. Yeah, the work that you've been doing, the balancing or attempting to balance, even if it was imbalanced, but the effort that you've expended has not gone unnoticed. The Five of Swords. This is in your external influences. These could be people or situations or events. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the King of Cups. feel this goes back to what we talked about with the work that you've put in being witnessed. I feel the Seven of Pentacles is maybe how you are being viewed, because I really feel that's your energy, air signs, or the energy around this time, that you have been, again, as we said before, you've been putting in massive effort, and you've nurtured and nourished and watered and cared for this tree. And now you're waiting for it to mature and allow you to harvest the rewards, as the figure is doing in the card. But then we have this Five of Swords, and this feels like someone out external to you. And we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very emotionally balanced. He's compassionate. He's kind. He's generous. But with the Five of Swords, in the background there's been a battle, and there's been wounding, and now one figure is taking off with the swords. He's taking off with the weapons, so no further damage can be done, is what I'm sensing from the card. I almost feel as if this King of Cups and this figure in the Five of Swords are the same person. They're not dressed the same, but I'm getting this similar energy of someone who, and this may not be how this card is traditionally read, but I read intuitively. So what I'm getting is there, and it goes along with what we talked about someone potentially coming in for you. I feel it's this King of Cups, and maybe this person is a Pisces. We have so much Pisces here. But it may be someone who is compassionate and is emotionally intelligent and is, I get the sense of calm, being able to handle the rough seas that are around this Two of Pentacles, and is completely calm in that, is calm in the storm. And I almost feel like the wounding that occurred back here may have been to you, air signs. And this King of Cups, this energy, whether it be an individual or a situation that arises or an event that takes place or an opportunity that comes to you, it's almost as if it takes the weaponry away from these past situations that have been detrimental for you or harmful for you. And it's done quietly. Again, we have this sense of, because it's, the dawn is just, the sun is just beginning to rise at dawn here. The figure is doing it kind of stealthily. But yes, that's the sense that I'm getting. There will be something in your external environment, external experience where, and again, this could be linked to Uranus and what's coming through. It would be linked with what's occurring around the full moon or within probably a couple weeks afterwards, but it feels like this unexpected assistance that you're going to be given. And it's going to feel as if not only have your burdens been lifted a little bit, but this is where the armor comes in. The armor is no longer needed because the weapons have been removed. So we'll put them over here. Yeah, your armor is no longer needed because the weapons have been removed. And there is something that occurs in your external environment that facilitates this. Again, you may find this plays out with a person, but you may find that something occurs in your external environment that opens the doorway to aspects of your shadow, and that allows you to find the keys within you so that the armor can be removed because the weapons are no longer in existence. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, air signs. I hope you found this helpful. This was a really fascinating read for me, and I'm excited for you, and certainly hope that this information helps bring you clarity over this period of the full moon in Leo. And I hope that you find this balance as is indicated here and are able to remove that armor and open your heart. Okay, I am going to leave it there. Thank you again so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope that, again, I hope this resonated for you. If it did, please feel free to like, share, subscribe to the channel. It does help me immensely, and I greatly appreciate your support. And I will be back soon with readings for water signs and earth signs. Thank you so much.